Good evening, everyone. How you doing tonight? It's nice to see you all. Nice to see you. Nice to see you.
Co-founder of Donna the Buffalo, along with Jeb Pereira here to my left. Jeb and I met playing old-time fiddle down, playing old-time fiddle at fiddle festivals in the South. And then we started writing songs and playing those songs on those acoustic fiddles and banjos and things. And then we sort of transferred, you know, Jeb decided to get an electric guitar. That was a big deal. Jeb got an electric guitar. And, you know, I stopped. We got a drummer instead of me. I used to bang on a plate. We used to sit around. I would, like, bang on a plate with, you know, a pencil or something as the drum. And we just slowly morphed into electric instruments. We still play the old-time fiddle music. And we really, you know, love that.
Tara played fiddle. When I was a kid, I played fiddle in a band called Bubba George String Band. And Tara played fiddle in band called St. Regis String Band. And our banjo player, Richie, he heard that they were going to be in town in Ithaca on a certain night. And I was sort of a lazy kid, you know. I always just wanted to stay home, and but he dragged us all out. He was excited because he heard their cut on the radio. So
I thought you guys were...
So we went down, and they were playing this little radio show called Bound for Glory. Not much different than this, you know, like same kind of energy. You know, like kind of like a folk thing. And so we went down, and then we met these guys. And the thing about old-time music is everybody likes to play with each other, and it's really easy to play with each other because you just have your instruments. It's like not like this music where you have all this gear and you got to like make a date and like set up all this stuff. Like you can just have this time, you know. It's like, oh, you got your fiddle? It's like, yeah, we got your fiddle. You got the banjo and every, you know. And so after that show,
well, they came backstage.
That they played. We went to meet them, and then we went into this place, and we all had tunes, and it was really fun.
Went into a bar. We went to a neighborhood bar.
Yeah, Johnny's Big Red Grill, and then
and
so
that was the beginning.
The most of you, and now we're sitting and we're drinking too. There's no place I can't find. There's no place like the right time. There's no place I can't find. There's no place. Like the right time. I sit and watch the tall grass grow. I run and hide from the things I know. Catch the dust up in my eye. It's all looking different as the years go by. There is a ditch, then I'm not passing. Yours is a love that is everlasting. You give to the world, you give to yourself when you're giving your best to somebody else. There's no place I can find. There's no place like the right time. There's no place I can find. There's no place like the right time. World keeps turning, but I don't know why. Blackbird sitting on a country wire. White steam rising from the blackest star. Whoever thought we'd ever come this far? Jet stream riding as the clock strikes 3. Secret 200 TI3. Ask me a question, it'll set you free. All wound up on bended knee. Crooked fence, chicken yard. Life can be simple and still be hard. Oh my head, it hurts my eyes. The world is getting bigger as it shrinks in size. And you walk by out of the blue. I never expected to be loved by you. There's no place I can find. There's no place like the right time. There's no place I can find. There's no place like the right time. There's no place like the right time.
Tara was the first person I ever met that wrote songs that sounded like songs that you would hear on the radio or whatever. And so we'd like hang out playing these songs, and that was sort of like when we, and then we tried to start bands like a lot of times. But then this one time we were hanging out and we were all playing, and it sounded pretty good. And Richie Stearns' wife was booking the Cabbagetown Cafe, and she said, well, we should do a gig. And then so we did this, we got this gig, and then that made us rehearse all these songs, because like you needed songs to do it. And that was basically the origin of the band.
We were just kicking around names and being sillier and sillier, and somebody being silly said Dawn, D-A-W-N, Dawn of the Buffalo. The person who heard them heard it wrong and said, Dawn of the Buffalo, and the rest of us went, that's it. I mean, you know, it's just not, well, no, we knew that we thought it would be nice to have the name, to have Buffalo in our name. Just this strong American icon, you know, we just thought it was cool, you know, at the time. And so it came out. We were doing, you know, screwing around with different Buffalo things, but ended up as Donna the Buffalo. And then the name became something because we stuck together for a long time.
As sure as hot water boils up and turns to steam, you're seeping into my dreams. You're seeping into my dreams. Hey, pretty baby, if you come, I hope you come my way, 'cause I want you tonight, tomorrow, and yesterday. I know it's wrong to covet, I'd like to or not, but I can't help but to want everything you've got. Hey, pretty baby, if you come, I hope you come to stay, 'cause I want you tonight, tomorrow, and yesterday. Yesterday you were smoking without shame. Today the sparks turn to flames. Tomorrow I know how long to hold you tight. After all goes well tonight. Hey, hey, pretty baby, if you come, I hope you come my way. 'Cause I want you tonight, tomorrow, and yesterday. My world got so much bigger, Connecticut to California. My music got so much stronger the moment I lay my eyes upon you. Sure as hot water boils up and turns to steam. You're sleeping into my dreams. You're sleeping into my dreams. Hey, pretty baby, if you come, I hope you come my way. 'Cause I want you tonight, tomorrow, and yesterday. So much bigger, Connecticut to California. My future got so much stronger the moment I lay my eyes upon you. Sure as hot water boils up and turns to steam. You're sleeping into my dreams. You're sleeping into my dreams. Hey, pretty baby, if you come, I hope you come to stay. 'Cause I want you tonight, tomorrow, and yesterday. Yes, I want you tonight, tomorrow, and yesterday. Yes, I want you tonight, tomorrow, and yesterday.
My musical influences were pretty varied, but my father had sort of a large eclectic record collection, and when I was 2 years old, I could play a record, so I used to play a lot of records. The first record that I really fell in love with was the Banana Splits, which I believe that Bob Marley, when he was visiting the States, he caught that melody off the Banana Splits for Buffalo Soldier. A ton of the Beatles, a bit of the Rolling Stones, lots of Bob Dylan, lots of Bob Marley, and Sly and the Family Stone, Jimi Hendrix. My father was a huge fan of old-time music, and he would drag us out to old-time shows when I was a kid.
I listened to a lot of AM radio when I was growing up, and I listened to like Mamas and the Papas and Carole King. I loved Carole King, and that was like my first book, like song book that I bought was that what was that, Tapestry album, Carole King, and I had a guitar.
That might be our true meaning, but I used to listen to that record over and over again.
And I sat and I learned, I used to, learn all the songs out of that song book and sing them. Like when company would come over, my father would make me come out and I'd sing for our company. And I was really into, so I was into a lot of really pop, music. But then in high school, it's a very sort of a classic discovery. I somehow in the back of my consciousness, I just always sort of knew about fiddle music or something. And then that record, Will the Circle Be Unbroken, came out. And I got that record. I used to just sit with it and listen and try to learn all Vassar's licks, and I'd go see Vassar in concert, And then I went to college, and my roommate just turned out to be in this band, the St. Regis River Valley String Band, and she was a classical violinist like me, but she played this old-time fiddle music, and I was like, oh my God, this is like, I love this so much, It's been sort of in the back of me waiting to sort of bust out, And so I finished, the minute I finished college, I just dove into traveling around to fiddle festivals and things. So, you know, like Jeb, I listen to a lot of popular music.
When you're at a festival and you see these people or whatever,
yeah,
you're always impressed. And when you're a musician, you don't really, well, me personally, I don't even really listen to a lot of CDs, and I don't know, you'll probably...
Well, see, I do, though. I do. Not like right now this week, because I don't have one that I'm burning about, but I've been, you know, I've actually been really influenced, I have to say, by some of my songwriting by listening to Sheryl Crow. For a pop, she's in the pop world, and I really enjoy her brand of, you know, pop music, and that's influenced me a bit. But I love, you know, I've heard, like, Lucinda Williams. I adore Lucinda Williams, and I just love her songwriting and her voice. And I like one album of Steve Earle's in particular called "The Revolution Starts Now." That's a very cool record. I really like that record. Used to travel, we could not afford to stay in hotel rooms, and we would go to campgrounds a lot, which was really fun actually. And we were out west or someplace in a campground, and it was very prairie-like. I can't remember where it was, but there were all these weeds, lots of weeds, tall weeds everywhere. And I remember I just went walking off by myself into these weeds around and around. I was just walking around and around in these weeds, and Family Picture just came to me in the weeds. I just started singing. I think started singing like a round ball or something, like a metaphor came to me, something about, you know, and just the whole thing just sort of fell together there in the weeds, the campground. That's how I wrote Family Picture. But I mean, Family Picture is about, you know, we are all one, we all are the same, we all are one under the sun, you know. So that idea that, you know, I thought that was kind of one of my cooler ideas or courses. I think that was kind of a cool way to say that we are all one and equal, and all is one is, you know, deserve the same as everyone else. Just saying, you know, doesn't matter the shape of the hat, it all fits together in a family picture, and every wall's got room for that. You know, I think that was kind of a cool way to say that. So that's kind of where Family Picture came from.
Grassroots is, we started in 1991. It's got 4 stages, 4 days, Thursday through Sunday. And it basically focuses on all the music we love, all the roots musics like the Zydeco, Cajun, bluegrass, old time, and then rock bands and bands like us. And basically, singer-songwriters. And one of the reasons we started was because we come from the old time tradition, like we were talking about. And we're just very comfortable at these festivals, and that was where we felt like the real energy was. And this sort of part of like the musical explosion, like it's like an energy you find in life, and you just love it so much, and it gives you so much, and you feel so much about, like, it basically clues you into like a way of life that you, and a sense of excitement that you feel. And like when we met and going to Croton Festival or Bear Mountain, I mean, it's just like such a thing. You know, you couldn't possibly overstate the level of importance and the feeling of connectivity to everything, including music. You know, the festival we went to, like back in the day, you had an old time festival or a bluegrass festival or some other festival, or Cajun festival, or, you know, they didn't like cross genres like they do now. And so we said, well, we're going to have to start our own festival. And so it's a big part of starting Grassroots was so that we could be a part of a festival. And then,
well, we figured too, we kind of knew that we'd been to so many. We kind of knew like what we liked about festivals, what we didn't like, you know. So we kind of had the sort of ability to kind of put one together, kind of.
It's really fantastic. And so we do third weekend or second to last weekend in July. We do spring and fall
in North Carolina,
and then we do winter in Miami, Florida, and Virginia Key.
So there's 4. Well, 3, but one happens twice a year.
Listen to the radio, I hear the past. Somewhere in between my heart lies in confusion. And somewhere later on I might know what I need. You worry me, you caught my heart on your line. It may be, I'll take one day at a time, 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 one day at a it may be. I'll take one day at a time, 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 one day at a time. You worried me. You caught my heart on your line. Hurt as it may be. Well, I'll take one day at a time. Hurt as it may be. Well, I'll take one day at a time. 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 Thank you. That's off of our new record that came out in June. Tonight, tomorrow, and yesterday.
When we play at an Americana festival, it's like we are beloved, and we become part of the family, the festival. We played at some jam band festivals, earlier on, where people didn't like us that much. You know what I mean? Because we're very song oriented. I'm sure we stretch out and take a jam, here, a bit. But it's just it's just sort of a different thing, and it's not a bad thing. But it was just kind of not really helping us as a label, to get in certain places and do certain things. But let me say this: that the jam band scene started out just like the festivals that were like a bluegrass festival, or this festival, or this festival. The jam band scene was more focused on that. Where now that name has completely loosened too, and at a jam band festival, I don't even call them anymore really. But you'll have. So you might have, Del McCoury, you might have Gillian Welch, you might have, the Disco Biscuits, you might have, Dark Star Orchestra, you might have and actually, it's been a long journey, and all of these labels and all these, everything sort of evolves, and now I feel like the jam band world, the Americana world, the traditional music world, I feel like there's this very cool melding of all these styles and all these musicians, and there's this appreciation from all these sides going. So the whole thing is a journey, and there's an evolution that is happening with every genre of music, and musicians have just come together, I think, in a really cool way.
Thank you.